Hello, good afternoon. I'd like to show you how to run the Circly software. Okay, so we want to create a project. We go for new one. Let's say I just do a project 2 and I create layers. Um, I want to start a new project. In this, just now I've done a project 1, so I'm going to do a project 2. So the ID, for example, if you have your student ID, you just put in your student ID. For my ID, I just put it 1, 2, 3. Uh, and this one I put project 2. Okay. So for this 12 pavement, I'm going to use two layers of pavement, 2 layers of asphalt, and on top of the cement layers of cemented materials, and followed by these granular layers, and on top all this on top of the subgrade. So the first layers I'm going to use is size 14, and with the this one the modulus of 2200. Second layer they're going to use is a size 20 Osrod 2004 with a E of 2500. The third layer I'm going to use is the cement stabilize. Okay, so uh, the modulus, the one with the I'm going to use is the one with the modulus of 2000. The next layers I'm going to use is uh, the unbound granular Osrod 2004, and modulus that the one going to use modulus with modulus 200. And all these 4 layers they'll be sitting on top of a subgrade. So I'm going to use subgrade to Ostrod 2004. Okay, so with the material properties specified, I'm going to put the thicknesses for each of the layers. For the first layers, the size 14, I'm going to put 60, and for the size 20 asphalt, I'm going to put 115, so that make up 175 total thickness. And the cemented layers, I'm going to put thickness of 175. And for the granular layers, I'm going to put 150. And for the subgrade, is we can't measure it. There's no thickness, so we let it be 0. But the subgrade we got the subgrade that I'm going to use is CPR with CPR 5. Okay, so we have done the properties and the thicknesses, and we need to uh, put in the some input data for the this one, the design traffic, design ESA. So the design traffic that we're going to use is 20 million ESA, which is 2 times 10 to the power of 7, 2E7. Um, and for the traffic multipliers, we're going to use the OSROD, the Guide to Pavement Technology Part 2, Pavement Structure Design. This is the presumptive traffic load uh, distributions factors. So for the asphalt is 1.1, for the rutting and shape loss, which is a subgrade, which is 1.6, and for cemented material is 12. So if you got any other data, for example, the WIM data or the data selected from the WIM data, you could use them. So I'm going to use the asphalt values 1.1, and for the cemented material is 12, and for the subgrade is 1.2. And I'm going to run it by clicking this analyze. So from the output, for the various layers, the asphalt, the 2 asphalt layers are okay, and the granular there's no value, there's no damage factor, and for the subgrade is okay. So only the cemented layers, the cumulative damage factor is more than one. In this case, is 60. So the CDF actually is the actual repetitions over the allowable repetitions. So we need to the acceptable value should be less than one. So what we can do now is that we could change the materials, different type of modulus, or we can change the thicknesses. So we go back to the layers. Uh, I want to change some of the materials properties, which is I want to improve the properties. So for the cement materials, I going to use the 5000 MPa instead of the 2000. And for the subgrade, and for the granular material, I'm going to improve it from 200 to 300. And for the subgrade, I'm going to use 8% CPR instead of the 5% CPR. Okay, so I've altered the material properties, improved the properties, and I analyze it again, and we can see that now the cumulative damage factor has reduced to 2.4, 2.4 for the cement material. So we still need to do some changes to so that this one is below one. So I'm going to go back to layers. I'm going to change the thickness of the cemented material. I change it from 175 to 200, and I'm going to run again. So now it is okay. So we can see that the in this case all the layers are below one. So with the cemented material is zero point 0.6, zero point 0.6. So if we look at the print, um, we can see that the damage under they have this job summary file. They have the damage file and the CLO file. So look at the damage file. We can look under damage factor. We can see that for the value for the different things. Okay, for the cemented materials and for uh, the subgrade materials, and the up there is the asphalt materials. So the the critical one actually is the cemented material is zero point 0.6. Okay, the rest is much less than much less than one. So I hope this video will help you to uh, know how to operate this Circly software. Okay, by inputting the different um, the the different layers, the materials, and the thickness. If you need to change the properties, then actually we can in put some new properties in it as well. So beside that, we also learn how to do the input the design traffic and the traffic multipliers as well. So hopefully you can use it to understand more about the design of the mechanistic of design of the multi-layers pavement by the mechanistic approach. In this case, we use the Circly software to run it. So thank you very much for listening.